You may feel disappointed, but I have to tell you the hardest truth of life, that nobody on this planet has ever been able to achieve fulfillment despite having been in possession of unlimited money, prestige and power. That is why it has been said that running after them is like pursuing the horizons which exist nowhere. Fulfillment seems to be only an illusion, but it exists nowhere. It simply appears to be there. It exists nowhere except in your minds. In fact, all your goals of life are simply illusory. Goals of this world and goals of the other world both fall in the same category. They all are only mental projections or mental games. To be right here, right now is the only way of being in reality, is the only way of being in truth. For attaining fulfillment in life, people go on doing something better and better. People are always trying to be perfect in everything. They feel that it is just because of lack of perfection that they are not achieving fulfillment in their pursuits. However, I want to tell you that it is not a question of becoming perfect, because you are already perfect. By nature, perfection is your being, and getting established in your being is the only way of experiencing that perfection. Becoming is the natural byproduct of running after a goal, but being means just relaxing and resting within yourself. It is resting in the moment when everything becomes available to you. You have never been able to experience that great treasure which is lying within you just because you are never able to be in the present. Once you start living in the moment, you will be experiencing the great splendor hidden within you. That beauty, that splendor, that grandeur is already there. Simply you need to be awakened to it. Just being in the moment brings that awakening to you on its own. You have deprived yourself of this great treasure just because you have been living in your mind, and at the same time you have been involved in several other things, and you were involved in becoming something or the other. This has been keeping you sandwiched between yesterdays and tomorrows. Yesterdays are gone forever and tomorrows never come. Between the two, there exists the present moment. Experiencing the present moment means experiencing a state of blissfulness. It is like being in paradise. Never seek and search them outside, as their basic source is within you. And I have to tell you, blissfulness is your nature and misery is your invention. For blissfulness, you have to do nothing. It comes on its own. You have just to be in a receiving mode, in a mode of total relaxation. Being miserable is against your nature. So, for being in misery, you have to be always in conflict with your nature. You have to struggle and work hard to go against your nature. That is why it is said that you have to work hard for remaining in a state of misery and trouble. Nature is always here and now. Everything in this nature is happening at present in the moment. But only your mind is there, which never exists in the present. It is always existing either in future or in the past. Everything is happening in this existence right now, right here, except your mind. Your blood is circulating this very moment. Your heart is throbbing this very moment. You are breathing this very moment. But your mind is jumping either in the present or in the future. Being identified with your mind is the root cause of all miseries of your life. It is because of this identification that you fail to remain in the present. It is not because of past karmas of your life that you are suffering. It is also not because of the sins committed by Adam and Eve that you are suffering. And quite against the thesis of Marx, I have to tell you that you are also not suffering because of history or the economic struggle or the class struggle. You are not suffering because of the capitalists of the past or the present. Had it been so, the question arises, why are capitalists suffering? Why are the capitalists in misery? They are suffering much more than you. The only difference is the poor are suffering physiologically and the rich are suffering psychologically. And finally, it is also not because of the wounds stored in your unconscious as observed by Freud that you are suffering. In fact, all these things have been used as scapegoats. These are only tricks to avoid your own responsibility. Avoiding to take your responsibility will prove highly dangerous because then you will not change, you will remain the same. And the root cause of all your miseries in life is just because you keep on playing the same trick with yourself throughout your whole life. But I want you to understand that you are the only cause of all miseries of your life. Only you are responsible for the life which you have. But I want to make it clear to you that only you are responsible for all the suffering and all the miseries of your life, nobody else. Acceptance of this fact is the first step towards freedom from suffering in life. As a consequence of this acceptance, you may feel a little stupid, you may feel even puzzled to find that you have been creating troubles and miseries for yourself in your whole life. But very soon, you will feel great freedom to find that if you have been responsible, if you have been the cause of your suffering, then you can bring blessings also in your life. If you take responsibility for your life, if you take responsibility for yourself, you will become free from all the bondages of the past karmas. You will become free from destiny. You will become free from kismat. You will become free from all the so-called excuses. Once you have spotted out the real cause, everything around you will start changing magically. Thank you.